Hello everyone. This video is a criticism on the poem, Aunt Jennifer's Tigers. I have tweeted by mentioning NCRT suggesting them to take necessary action. The tweet is in the description. First of all, if you haven't read the poem, then, here it is. After you're done reading the poem, I'll start it. So, let's get started. I criticize the poem for conflating traditionally masculine qualities with negative traits like enslavement and servitude. By portraying Aunt Jennifer's tigers, which symbolize her desire for strength and independence, as opposed to the massive weight of her wedding band, the poem suggests that the qualities associated with men leadership, protection, and security are burdensome and oppressive. This portrayal diminishes the significance of men's roles in providing for and protecting their families, undermining their efforts and sacrifices. In reality, many men work tirelessly to fulfill their roles as providers and protectors, striving to create a better life for their wives and children. By equating these roles with enslavement and captivity, the poem perpetuates a negative stereotype that diminishes the value of men's contributions within the family unit. This oversimplification fails to acknowledge the complexities of gender dynamics within marriages and overlooks the mutual respect and partnership required for a healthy relationship. The oversight in the poem regarding the struggles and sacrifices often faced by men within marriages, while Aunt Jennifer's plight is emphasized as she seeks independence and liberation from her marital constraints, the poem fails to acknowledge the challenges endured by men who may also feel constrained or burdened within the institution of marriage. The proverb, "Grass is greener on the other side," underscores this oversight by suggesting that Aunt Jennifer's yearning for freedom may stem from a perception that life outside of marriage would be easier or more fulfilling. However, this overlooks the nuanced experiences of men who may also grapple with their own internal conflicts, desires, and sacrifices within the context of marriage. Marriages are complex partnerships that require both parties to navigate various challenges, compromises, and sacrifices. While Aunt Jennifer's desire for independence is portrayed prominently in the poem, it fails to acknowledge the potential struggles and sacrifices endured by men in fulfilling their roles as husbands and providers. By oversimplifying the dynamics of marriage and focusing solely on Aunt Jennifer's perspective, the poem neglects the multifaceted nature of marital relationships and the shared experiences of both partners. The poem's portrayal of Aunt Jennifer's desire for strength and competence as misguided and ultimately futile. This implication diminishes the value of Aunt Jennifer's emotional and personal desires, suggesting that her yearning for independence is ultimately inconsequential in the face of objective realities. Overall, the poem is criticized for its portrayal of Aunt Jennifer's aspirations as futile and reinforces traditional gender roles that prioritize male strength and competence over female agency and autonomy. I highlight the criticism of the poem regarding the belittling of feminine roles within the household. The poem focuses on Aunt Jennifer's desire for independence and strength, symbolized by her creation of tigers in her needlework, while simultaneously diminishing the importance of traditional feminine roles such as caring for children and managing household chores. In many societies, the role of women in maintaining the household and nurturing the family is undervalued and often overlooked. This criticism points out that while Aunt Jennifer's desire for independence is portrayed as noble and admirable, it comes at the expense of acknowledging and valuing the significant contributions made by women in maintaining familial bonds and passing on family legacies. The poem's emphasis on Aunt Jennifer's needlework and her yearning for freedom suggests that her domestic responsibilities are secondary to her desire for personal fulfillment and independence. However, this overlooks the vital role that women play in shaping the identity and continuity of the family unit through their daily efforts and sacrifices within the household. By diminishing the importance of feminine roles within the household, the poem reinforces traditional gender stereotypes and fails to recognize the valuable contributions made by women in maintaining familial relationships and preserving family traditions. This criticism underscores the need to acknowledge and appreciate the diverse roles and contributions of both men and women within the family unit. The portrayal of marriage dynamics and the importance of mutual compromise and respect within a marital relationship. The poem presents Aunt Jennifer's desire for independence and strength as a contrast to the perceived dominance and control of her husband, symbolized by the wedding band weighing heavily on her hand. However, the criticism suggests that the poem oversimplifies the complexities of marriage by framing Aunt Jennifer's yearning for independence as a solution to marital discontent. It fails to recognize that a successful marriage requires both partners to navigate compromises and mutual respect, rather than asserting dominance or seeking independence at the expense of the other. Marriages are intricate partnerships that necessitate communication, understanding, and compromise from both parties. While Aunt Jennifer may long for independence and autonomy, the criticism highlights that true fulfillment within a marriage often comes from mutual cooperation and shared decision-making, rather than one-sided assertions of dominance or independence. In the context of the proverb, "The grass is greener on the other side," Aunt Jennifer overlooks her husband's struggles in their married life while solely focusing on her own perceived troubles. This tunnel vision leads to her obsession with independence, as she idealizes a life free from what she perceives as constraints imposed by her marriage. Aunt Jennifer's fixation on her own desires for independence blinds her to the challenges and sacrifices her husband may also face within their marriage. She fails to empathize with his perspective or acknowledge the complexities of their relationship, instead viewing her own struggles as paramount. This one-sided perspective contributes to her belief that liberation from her marital bonds is the key to her happiness, without considering the potential consequences or trade-offs involved. By disregarding her husband's struggles and prioritizing her own desires for independence, Aunt Jennifer exemplifies the tendency to idealize alternative scenarios without fully understanding or appreciating the realities of her current situation. This narrow focus on her own perceived discontent contributes to her obsession with independence and blinds her to the nuanced dynamics of marriage and partnership. By failing to acknowledge the importance of mutual compromise and cooperation within a marriage, the poem oversimplifies the dynamics of marital relationships and undermines the significance of mutual respect and partnership. Thank you for watching the video. Be sure to leave your precious opinion regarding this in the comments section. I'll see you in the next one.